I want to talk about survival mechanisms, as these are things that I've found a lot of people are living very normal, productive lives, right? Where they have these mechanisms going on in the background, or even helping them stay focused, stay committed to something that they're wanting to do in their life, right? Whether it's a career, whether it's something that a hobby, right? These survival mechanisms can be very beneficial in certain instances, as they are created in an effort to self-preserve, right? To survive whatever situation we're growing up in, to survive abusive parents, to survive difficult households with the knowledge and the experiences that we have, which are very limited whenever you're a child or a young adult, right? Somebody that's of young age. And some of the coping strategies that are brought about are self-soothing, emotional detachment, where you're able to just stuff those emotions away, right, and continue on with your day, or heightened vigilance, where you can spot danger coming or somebody being angry and possible harm coming your way. So you just have the ability to get yourself out of the situation before it happens, right? And these survival mechanisms are very adaptive at that time, right? Depending on what you're going through, and they allow you to reach a normal level of operating in your life, right? Through a changing of our perceptions and our behaviors that completely affect those around us as well, and can separate us from them. So just what I want to touch on is that how these survival mechanisms continue on into adulthood long after everything has gone, you've gone through everything, right? How after maybe you're no longer even associated with your family anymore, or you just have minimal connection with them, these mechanisms can continue on as they are normal ways of living that we've become accustomed to. And these mechanisms can be very difficult to let go of if you've managed to live a pretty normal life, right? But what happens is that people start to have difficulty connecting with others, or turning off that mechanism whenever they don't need to be in survival mode, right? Whenever they don't need to be so defensive, whenever they need to open up, whenever they need to be able to connect with somebody that they want to develop a deeper relationship with, or even a relationship with, right? So whenever this starts to happen, the other person can also start to mirror you and become defensive themselves, and put up a wall where they begin to lose that communication with you, or just kind of separate themselves from you slowly, right? As that connection is not being made. So that's what ends up happening for a lot of people whenever these survival mechanisms have been going on for so long in their life. And in order to break these down and to be able to turn them off whenever you don't need them, it's going to be a very conscious effort in the beginning, right? Where you're going to have to try and name or identify these ingrained patterns and behaviors that you have inside of yourself, and allow yourself to become vulnerable and emotionally available for others, right? So that you can begin to develop those deeper relationships that you're looking for. And some of the main things that help with this is therapy, self-reflection, right? Where you're developing introspection, looking in your thoughts, and identifying certain behaviors that you've carried with you for a long time. And also finding supportive relationships, or people who maybe have been through the same situations as you, right? Those can be very valuable resources, and help you get through this process of breaking down these survival mechanisms, and not naming them as bad or as unnecessary, but just realizing that you don't have to have them on at all times anymore. So just be very passionate with yourself and understanding, and recognize that these were necessary mechanisms that allowed you to get to where you are today, for most of us, right? For most of all the people that I've talked to. And you can create more fulfilling and authentic relationships in your life if they've been hindering you in the past.